Oh,
Oh, it's come up this time. We're live. See this? Well, it's saying we're live. Are we live on Facebook?
let's have a quick look.
You-
If we're live, guys, and you're just seeing me, Mark and I just like chat crap, it's because
we're live on YouTube.
Facebook's doing some weird stuff at the moment. So
let's see view on Facebook. Dun, 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 dun. Watch live. We might even be live on Facebook. Hang on a minute. Yes, we are live. Right. So, guys, sorry for the complete mess up at the start. Basically, what happened was Facebook Live wasn't working, and that sort of trickled down, and nothing pretty much was working. It slowed down YouTube, but now, just as we were about to hang up, we clicked the button and we came back live. So, welcome to the Friday Live thing. I was just on a Friday for a change. I was just telling Tim I had a really good intro lined up for today. I'm going to save it for next week. Well, guys, so Tim, what's new?
What's new? Stuff's going on in the world, and I think what we said before we came live was I think what we need to get to as a community, we need to recognise this is the new reality for a while. Yeah. And it's like, we've just got to get over this shit and move on, because it's too easy to kind of get sort of dragged into like looking at your phone every 5 seconds at the news feed and all that kind of stuff. We've got to move on. So with that, we're not going to talk too much about COVID-19 or whatever. We're going to try and talk about what that new reality is, and how we can maximize it. So
well, the first thing, I think the first thing I'm going to talk about is, I mentioned about this last week. We talked about all the things that you can actually do for your business. I mean, one of the big things was actually what I'm now calling like banking goodwill. So I have got, hi Donald, how you doing, mate? Did you get my email? I sent you an email. I will sort it out. I'm sure we can sort it out somehow.
A lot of sense to everybody else watching.
No, Donald made a really good affiliate sale today.
Oh, cool.
Unfortunately, it went through Pete's account. because the person probably clicked Pete's link before it clicked Donald's. But I'll speak to Pete and I'll sort it out. So anyway, what was I going to say was what was I saying? Oh yeah, so you're banking goodwill. So I mentioned that a friend of mine's got a restaurant and it's actually a glamping site. He's been going live every day this week, cooking a meal, showing people how to cook the meal, what to do, etc. Okay. A girl who's got a yoga studio, right? Obviously can't go and do yoga. She's been doing 30 minutes of yoga every day from her living room. She's got nothing else to do. She's built up a community of, I think, 300 people last time I looked. And she's banked so much goodwill. Now, who are people going to go to when things do get back to normal? Who are they going to go to for their yoga lessons? She's going to be top of the list.
Yeah.
So just banking, continue banking all this goodwill, and it will pay off.
I think one of the things I saw this week was in the UK, we've got obviously our floppy head hero, which is the Joe Wicks doing.
You'd say Boris Johnson.
No, he's not a floppy head hero. He's not a hero. We got this Joe Wicks guy who is basically doing morning PE for kids, and I think on Thursday, yesterday morning, he had over 800,000 people tune into him on YouTube to do a PE class, and I thought that was cool. So I know that people in my community in the fitness world that are doing various different things. So I know somebody who's doing like Pilates, and I know somebody who's doing like an immunity class. He's given away like a checklist for like immunity, improving your immunity, and on the back of that is a training program and a nutrition plan and all that kind of thing. So and he's got like this guy had a program already. So
is tip one on the checklist for getting immunity: donate £1 million or dollars to the in politic or in government political party. That gives you immunity from everything, isn't it?
So that's
Yeah,
a
I'm going
different
stir crazy now.
kind of immunity, I think. Dear. No, so I think people are taking the right action. Here's the thing. Here's number one tip, I think, from us is like, um, you've got an existing audience right now. So you've got like email lists, you've got physical address lists, you've got your audiences on Facebook or whatever other social channels that you've got, all this kind of thing. And like those are like the assets, you're probably your strongest assets right now. And you've got to double down on those particular audiences because they're going to give you the custom that you need either right now or when we come out the other side of this. So double down on those existing audiences. I've been desperately trying to persuade my affiliates who are mostly personal trainers and like, you know, fitness instructors who can't do anything at the moment other than do stuff online. Hey, Craig. So that, you know, it's like you can promote a product like Lean Greens or any of our other products and still make an income. And it's like we've got affiliates who are making, you know, more than universal credit each week in affiliate commissions. And that's really what you want to. That's really what you want to be doing is doubling down on those audiences, that people that you've already got, and doing a pivot, changing what you actually offer them. If it's previously in-person services, you've got to pivot. You've got to do something different. Find products which they're interested in. This is the whole affiliate marketing model that Mark always goes on about. Yeah. Is that find products that they are likely to want to buy. In the current new normal, the current new environment that we're in, and figure out what they want most and sell it to them.
Well, I'll actually tell you, this last week or last 3 days, I've created a course about making courses, and literally halfway through it, you know, I latched on to the fact that, you know, creating a course is a really, really good way to sell affiliate products. You know, I've got probably I can around about 25 grand I can attribute to courses in income. So from doing a free course, like over time it generates about 25 grand. Literally this morning, let me see if I can find these. Where are they? Right, I've got to, let me open up these 2 images. This is what I saw on the BBC website today. And it absolutely is the easiest way that you can do sales at the moment. Okay, right. So I need to share my screen.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun. This is going to go really application windows. Okay, share one. That advert. Okay, that advert was on the BBC today. Improve your English now, free email course, start learning. They've also been reading some of my blog posts. Right? So simple advert. That advert there is probably cheap as chips because people really aren't advertising.
I can tell you how much some of the ad costs are in a minute, but I'll let you finish that.
Well, yeah, because I've got some stats as well. So literally, let me stop sharing that. That goes to application window. Where are we? Have we got it there? Yeah, that landing page. Start the free course. Okay. Obviously, you would use ConvertBox for that. But literally, that is it. Add to that, then to an automated email sequence. Nothing more. That's all they're needing to do at the moment. And obviously, an email course it's a 7-day course. So day five, they'll probably do a soft pre-sale. Day 6 and 7, they'll do a hard pre-sale or hard sell. 8, 9, 10, they'll ramp up the offers. And that's it. It runs an autopilot. All you've got to do is set your ads up and they'll run. One thing I learned from JB when I did this challenge a couple of weeks back was that you can, if you do a lot of searching on YouTube, Google, and find the top 10 ranking sites that are running adverts for a particular keyword, just run ads to those 10 pages. That's all you need to do. Of the 10 pages, maybe 5 will be running ads. Doesn't matter. You just run your ad on those pages to start off with. $5 a day. So you could run an advert like that, free 7-day course. You don't even have to have written day 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7. You only have to sit down today, create an advert, create the landing page, that would take minutes to do, and then create one email and an automation, and you're ready to go. So yeah, so easy. Oh, actually got a question. Let me just get rid of this, and then we can answer Craig's question. Right, how do you embed ConvertBox on a landing page? Just add the code in. Literally, you create a button and you add the ConvertBox code to the button, and ConvertBox will pop up and do all the stuff for you. It's probably the most basic function on it. Yeah. Obviously, if you haven't got ConvertBox yet, you know where to come. No, it's easy. That's all you have to do. You can even segment people from that if you want to do. What's your level of English? That's how I would do it, and then have 3 different courses. But yeah, I mean, it's not difficult. There's no reason why anybody shouldn't spend $5 a day. Oh, here's a funny one. I opened my wallet and I said no notes in there whatsoever, just for cards. And I realized I hadn't spent any money for over 2 weeks. Because the last time I got money out of the bank was about 12 days ago. It's bliss, mate. I haven't spent a penny in 2 weeks. And it's going to get to a month, 2 months before I actually spend any money.
I think people will suddenly realize how much money that they spent on like everything like coffee and going out for lunch and beer and, you know, takeaways and all that kind of stuff that they can't get.
Down at the office, I probably spend about breakfast about $5.70. I get coffee and I get coffee, bottle of water, and like a cheese and bacon sandwich or something like that, or bacon sandwich or something. $5.70 normally. And then I go down for lunch and I'll have a coffee and I'll have a sandwich or something. So that's another 4. So that's about 10 euros a day I spend on just stuff.
Yeah.
And so I'm 140 euros better off in the bank at the moment.
Yeah.
I've not been out, sort of go out for the weekly quiz night. So that's normally about 50, 60 euros. Although Alison normally wins that on bingo. It's normally a free night. But yeah, it soon builds up.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So in terms of adverts at the moment, I can tell you from a Facebook perspective what's happening.
Yeah.
To give you an idea, 3 weeks ago, I was paying to cold traffic for my lookalike audiences. I was paying around about £10 per cost per thousand. CPMs were around about £10. Right now, I'm paying something around about £1.77 per thousand, which it just makes testing new offers and new ad campaigns ridiculously easy. So if you want to test messaging, do it now, because it's ridiculously cheap. And it's like, you know, you don't need to it's like I've got winning campaigns at the moment, you know, front-end campaigns because it's so cheap. So definitely now is the time, if you've got the spare cash to be able to do it, to run those offers and run those campaigns, those new creatives on Facebook. One of the downsides at the moment, and I did notice that, we were trying to work out whether it was just because of what Sam looks at on her phone, is that literally every fourth post on the feed is for a supplement offer to do with immunity and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's a bit flooded at the moment with those kind of things. So if you're saying something different, if you're not in the supplement world, which is a bit of a bummer for me, if you're saying something different, you will stand out like a fart on a lift. It's really like that. That's, it doesn't matter what platform, what environment you're in. If you're saying something different to all of these immunity things, then you'll be just fine. But yeah, Mark's absolutely right. Creating a course, you can do this with I can't even remember the name of the piece of software.
Thinkific,
thank you. Create your course through Thinkific. If you follow Mark's new course on how to create a course,
which is free.
it it will show you exactly how to do all of this stuff and create a course based upon your expertise. There's people have got time right now. That's the big thing.
Right. So I did a post the other day about this course. And I thought, do you know what? I'm so lazy. I'm not even going to bother going to Ads Manager. I'm just going to press the boost button. Right. Which is something we say never do. However, it's a good way of testing.
Yes.
Right. Because I've done $2 a day. So it's been running. I've spent $3.98 so far. I've got 36 engagements. It's working out 11 cents an engagement. I'd run that all day long. It really doesn't matter. I know some people are saying how cheap their adverts are getting on Google at the moment. So it's funny how it actually trickles down. So obviously Facebook are hurting a bit, Google are hurting a bit. Everybody's hurting. Everybody hurts sometimes.
So it might be that, here's the thing, if you're slightly less than perfect policy-wise, your less than perfect campaigns may get through because Facebook are going, well, we don't have Coca-Cola spending any money at the moment. We don't have the cruise companies and the airlines and the banks and the car manufacturers. They're not running ads at the moment. Like Facebook and Google are going, well, we've got to get our income somehow, so we'll be slightly more relaxed about the policies that we've got here. So it may be that your ad campaign, you don't have to be quite as perfect as you previously have been. I've seen campaigns running for other people that have been blatantly non-policy compliant. And I'm like, and I've seen them regularly over the last couple of days. So obviously Facebook are letting them through.
I posted if you're at SMO Pro, you pop in there, I posted a link to a Reddit thread where one of the compliance people from Reddit, ex-compliance people, he's been out a couple of years, but he's got friends there. He went, ask me anything. He did an AMA about why ads get banned and what to do. And there were some real nuggets in there. I mean, real gold nuggets. That, I mean, we would never have thought about why stuff gets banned and why sometimes it doesn't get banned.
Yeah.
It's well worth going through and checking the tips out.
Yeah, definitely.
So ads are cheap. So just run a cheap ad. Drive some traffic. Perfect time to start testing ads. So you're not going to be paying.
It'll be building audiences. That's the thing. It's a perfect time to, if you've got the spare cash and like you can, if you can build a list right now, this is a cheap time to build a list. And here's the thing: is like people are more engaged. They're not necessarily buying, but they're definitely more engaged with the content that we're putting out. We're seeing, say for example, email at the moment. We're running. We're doing a lot more email marketing. As I said earlier, we're doubling down on the audiences and the lists that we already have. And we're getting a much stronger open rates than we were 3-4 weeks ago. So normally we would get on the first send of an email, we get 20-25% open rate. We're now getting 30-35% open rate on that first email. On the resend, we're getting another 20-25% open rate. So we're getting 50-60% of the entire list is opening an email that we're sending out. So build those lists because they're engaged at the moment. We're seeing great click-through rates and great sales from those lists as well.
I must be a bit of an outlier. I spent less time on Facebook in the last 2 weeks than I did do normally.
I'm probably wise, to be honest with you, because it's all nonsense anyway. As more nonsense than normal. God, that was hard to say.
There's honestly, there's so much you can be doing. I understand people are worried about income and stuff like that, but depending on where you live in, the UK government's actually playing a blinder for a change. They are. They're giving people 80% of whether the money will end up in their bank accounts. They're giving people 80% of their salary. Alison, who works in a pub in nights, she's getting her salary paid by the government over here into a bank. So hopefully Ben said she earns like £2,000 a week. That'd be quite good. No, €2,000 a week. I know the US government is supposedly sending out checks to everyone. Whether that will pay for much, I don't know. But I mean, there is the opportunity. People will be getting cash. Your income, general people's outgoings will be slashed, and they should hopefully get a little bit of leeway. So I mean, rather than spend, even if you say, okay, I have one Starbucks a day that I'm not having now. Okay, that's £3 or $3 or $4 or €4. Okay, put that towards a campaign.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you wait till the 1st of April, you generally won't have to pay till the end of April. So hopefully, in those 30 days, you can turn the $4 a day into an ROI of 2 or 3 times that.
So another example of ad campaigns that you might be interested in running. I say it's something that I'm trying to get my head around again, is the old YouTube ads, and heard from a couple of different YouTubers that I've occasionally watched, and there was one guy who's like saying that he's had to add in midstream ads into his videos because the revenues have fallen off a cliff for YouTubers. And I was like, well, that's interesting, because obviously there's more people watching, but there's far less advertisers. And if you think about it, it's like, well, we only ever see the bloody Grammarly ads. That
no! I keep on seeing Jason Hornung's belt method ads. Oh God! I mean, and all he's done is just take his advertise. Okay, so Jason Hornung's one of the best agency advertisers that there is. I mean, he's one of the top dogs. But all he's just doing is taking part of his courses and that chucking part of the course up there. And right in the middle of watching an important video, like how to find a minigun in Fallout 76 or something like that. You got Jason Hornung going, just mid-sentence it starts. It's like, oh no, come on, do some nice ads.
So yeah, there's going to be a lot of inventory available in the coming weeks, and it will be cheap. So if you're able to create those video ads, even if it's a retargeting campaign, it's one thing that we have had half reasonable success with YouTube ads, even at its most expensive, was retargeting campaigns. So if you've not got Justin Brooks' retargeting recipes, that's a good one to check out, because it gives you an idea of what kind of ads you want to create. And they're not necessarily about like doing YouTube ads, it's about display ads in general.
Yeah. So there's always a positive and a negative to everything. Honestly, I would say to everyone now, we won't really talk about this, but because it's probably the most important thing happening in people's lives at the moment, is try to focus on what you can control. You can control buying ads. You can't control people not buying from you.
Yes.
There's nothing you can do about it. You can control what content you put out there. You can control how you engage with people, or what you put out there for people to engage with. Once again, you can't control what they do afterwards, but at least you can control part of your business. So I mean, that's what I say to people. I just try not to worry about it. I spent 20 minutes talking to a customer who was panicking like hell. It's all gone tits up. I mean, okay, what can you control?
Yeah.
What actions can you take now that are going to help you in 2 months, 3 months time?
Ultimately, the thing that's, people are trying to, this is what I said to Mark before we went live. I think it was a Perry Marshall email that I got today, and he was talking about why it is that people who are trying to cling on to what their business was 2-3 weeks ago and clinging on to that old reality are going to be the ones who are going to drown. The ones who kind of spin it around, look forward, and dive headlong into this new reality, as it were. And there is a crisis. We can't ignore that. There are people with less money. We can't ignore that. But at the same time, it's like there are things, as Mark says, we have control of. And it's like those assets and figuring out, we talked about this last week on the Thursday call we did last week, is like figure out do an inventory of what assets you have available to you, because that is where you're going to see continued success moving forward. I'm kind of looking a lot more internally into like what my business already owns, what customers that we've already got, how can we get them to come back for more? How can we, re-engage people who might have dropped off? How can we get them to join into a subscription program? Because if I could get them onto a subscription program, we've done ridiculously well over the last 2 weeks with getting people onto a subscription program for our products. And it's like that will pay dividends for literally for years going forward. Excuse me while I cough into my so I've been nowhere near Boris, so I kind of caught it from him.
Okay. Yeah, good point from Donald there. Pivot.
Yeah, it is. As much as I don't want to kind of, pivot is the buzzword, but it's like you've got to look to see, you've got to take a bit of a step back to figure out what you've got and what. Here's what's interesting is like people will still have issues, they'll still have problems, they'll have things that they're looking for a solution for. And it's like, what's the one thing right now that they are looking for? And it's like, if you're able to put that in front of them, if you're able to help them move forward with their particular problem that they're having right now, then you can't lose. So if anything, if you go reach out to your existing customers and send them a message, go, just hit reply and tell me what your biggest pain is right now. What's the thing that's a real issue for you right now? Is there something that we can create that can solve that? And I was talking to Mark about a new product that we've been developing this week. And it's something, it's weird. It's been something that we've been talking about for for about a year and a half for Lean Greens, this particular product. And it's like, now that it's come to the forefront of people's mindsets, we're getting loads of questions about it. And it's like, well, that's the kind of thing that people are wanting right now. So I can still get the product created. There are still factories in China that create physical products. If it's digital products, if it's information that people are looking for, if it's supporting community that people are looking for, there are plenty of ways to be able to deliver that even now. And it's like, I appreciate there's people like Anders Brown who's, not able to sell quite as much furniture at the moment as he was, but he can still do a huge amount online. And there'll still be an audience out there who still need a coffee table, who need a desk for people to do homeworking. And that's how he pivots to be able to sell more stuff.
Yeah, he was actually doing delivery yesterday because deliveries are supposedly okay. The other thing, the important thing is not to get stressed out and pissed off. We went to go live and nothing happened because Facebook's live was down. So did we start shouting and screaming? We went, no, okay, we'll do this next week then. And that was it. There's nothing, we can't affect it. We can't go and fix Facebook. There's no point in either of us shouting at Mark Zuckerberg, our afternoon, Facebook was down. Okay, luckily it just came back just as we were about to just wander off and do whatever we're going to do.
I think anarchy would break out across the planet if Netflix goes down now.
It went down the other day. It went down on Wednesday night.
Did it? Oh shit.
So yeah, but then again, Ozark's season 3's out tonight, so it'll probably crash tonight.
I'm looking.
I just done season 2. I did season 1 when it first came out. I done season 2 the last week, knowing that season 3 was coming up. So. And Picard on Amazon Prime. That's pretty good.
I can't do Picard. I never watched Next Generation, so they're introducing all these characters, and I'm like, who the fuck's that?
Good old 7 of 9 came back. I'll tell you, last night I actually wrote a lesson in the course whilst watching TV. Just sat there, laptop, wrote a lesson, bang.
So here's an interesting thing, which I kind of was slightly baffled by. Mark and I were talking about the Formula One that was the esports version of Formula One that was shown last weekend, and it was not the Bahrain Grand Prix or something like that. It was basically it had a couple of Formula One drivers, and it had a bunch of people who are like, YouTube people who do gaming all the time, professional gamers. And anyway, there's this guy called, you might have heard of him, called Jimmy Broadbent. Okay, and he does like the commentary for the Gran Turismo like live kind of events that they do, esport events. But he's a really good driver, like one of these esport drivers. Anyway, he was racing in this particular race, and I was watching it, and I think he had 25,000 people watching his stream. This guy streams literally from a shed in his mum's back garden.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's literally got, like, imagine me sat here driving like this. Here, like to his one side, is his bed. That is his environment. That's his world. So he had 25,000 people watching him race, and like he has a donation buttons on his stream, and literally every couple of seconds it was like £2, £5, £5, £2, $6, $20. Somebody gives him $50. Somebody gives him €95. And it's like, I reckon during the hour and a half long live stream, he must have made easily a couple of grand. And this is like, people go, oh, nobody's got any money at the moment. It's like, people are watching this dude drive thing, and he's making a massive amount of income from it.
Yep. Good point there, Craig. Craig says, companies making salespeople redundant need digital strategies. I've lost clients, but picked up larger ones based on that. Still heaps of opportunities out there. Yeah. We said it last week, and we're pretty much repeating ourselves this week. Now, you are at the forefront of this, of the new normal. Mm-hmm. You're used to working online. We're online every week, every day. We create content and put it out online. Okay, there are people sat at home going, "What do I do? How do I do it?" And just keep on putting content out there to help people.
It's like
you're gonna practice goodwill.
It's like email strategies alone. Like there's people who are sat on gold mines, literally gold mines, who are going, I don't know what to do. My business has fallen apart. And it's like, you've got a freaking email address and you've got access to 20,000 people on Facebook. Yeah. Jesus, like this is what you can actually do. But they don't realize it. And this is where you guys come in, is like, if you're the digital strategist, if that's the right word, it is now. You're the guy that can help them get back on their feet. That might be their biggest pain point. So don't dismiss your skills and knowledge and talent and get it out there, because I went on a live call the other day with Tega. So some of you know Tega. Tega's part of our Serious Marketers Only community.
What you mean the Ribena episode?
The Ribena episode, yeah. So Tega decides he's just going to go live, and he just sits there and he goes, I don't know, got nothing to talk about. I just thought I'd go live. And I went, invite me on. So he invited me onto the live stream, and we talked about various different business strategies and stuff like that. Got three messages afterwards from different people going, oh, I love what you said about XYZ, blah, blah, blah. Is there something, do you have something more I can, learn about from what you're talking about? It's just like, well, no, I sell a supplement, for God's sake. Yes, we've got Serious Marketers Only, but, so you don't have to do too much. Just put yourself out there like this and you can't go wrong.
Yeah, exactly. It's
last comment. This isolating and social distancing is just like any other week for me. It's like I
literally the same thing to Tim. He said, "How are you getting on?" I went, well, it actually is no different. Okay. I'm sat in the office all day, right? I finish work. I go and have my dinner. I watch a bit of TV. I play like a few games on the PlayStation. Apart from going out once or twice a week, which I don't really miss anyway. It's
people going, oh, you know what? How are you finding day 2 of lockdown? Oh, what do you mean, like Wednesday?
Right. I'll tell you what. Right, people are finding it hard. This right, getting locked down. I used to live on a glacier in a snow hole for 3 months when I was in the army, every winter. Right? You want to know boredom? Try to look at 4 white walls that I'm slowly melting. It is literally, it's the opposite of watching paint dry. It's watching your walls melt. Okay, so yeah. But I think my best comment of the week was, I can't believe I've been such an idiot. I expected a zombie apocalypse. I spent all my money on crossbows and hatchets. All I needed was a mask and some toilet paper. But seriously, it's yeah, increased Zoom calls. Yeah. Oh, you mean you lost your voice, not you listed it? For sale, one voice. No, it's exactly. I can guarantee pretty much everyone watching this, within 5 miles of wherever you are now, there are people there with a computer, a hard drive, and a list of client emails, contact details, whatever, who haven't got a clue what to do with it. They're panicking about their business, and they've just pretty used to sending out personal emails like once a week.
So I just see the comment.
Yeah.
I use
Exactly, mate.
box in the middle of the road.
Yeah. So anyway. So yeah, I'm taking the moral high ground on this. This is nothing.
Dear. I think that's enough for today.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, guys, like jump into SMO, like get on to Mark's course on creating courses. Dive into that stuff and pivot. Look to see what's out there. If there are going to be people in your community who are struggling, and it's like, how can you help them? And they may very well be sat on that gold mine, that veritable gold mine.
Yeah. Come up to an agreement with them. I mean, even if it's like putting some training online, courses online for them. If you use Thinkific, okay, get a partner account with Thinkific. That will give you a free sandbox account, so you can play around and test things. That will get you. You'll then have access to that, trying all the different bits and pieces. You'll have access to a JV account. So what you can do is you can say to them, okay, look, I'll set it all up for free for you. I'll just take 10% of every sale, and you set it up there. And if it looks like they're good and they're selling it, then yeah, go for it.
Honestly, it's going to be the easiest way of doing it. Right, easiest thing to do right now. So you have the skills, so go for it.
Yeah, right, guys. Have a good week. I'm pretty sure next week we'll be banging our heads off walls, so we might go live randomly during the week. And I went live randomly on Monday, and just like I started the course actually in the live show. I went, okay, do you know, I'll go off and finish and do a course on this. I've never done 18 lessons in a free course before. What was I thinking? But there you go. It's all good. Right, guys, have a great week. Craig, get to bed. It's 4 o'clock in the morning.
And everybody else, stay healthy. Stay away from the Prime Minister. Usual stuff.
I tell you what, I'm so glad about Boris. I mean, what a leader, getting herd immunity first. Let's get all that herd immunity going.
And taking it for the team.
No, actually, I think it's giving it to the team. Right, guys, see you later. Bye.
Bye.